Hello and welcome back to the Rock of Cair, Bryn. And this time, we have Anthony with us. Say hi, Anthony.
Hello. Hello. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Hello, I'm Anthony. I'm going to be playing Bart Saunders. He is
Ooh,
a human fighter.
he is a human fighter. And we love our human fighters, even if they don't have AoE effects. All right, so, Bart, you want to talk a little bit about yourself? Give us a little bit
Sure.
about
You
you.
want just a physical description, like
Yeah,
similar to
physical
others?
description and kind of your job currently, all of that kind of stuff.
All right. Pretty much picture like the most bland character you can think of, but like so average height, average build, but he tends to he has brown hair. He tends to just he doesn't care enough about his appearance, so what he does is he just lets everything grow as is until it gets to the point where it interferes with his life. So when his beard like makes eating difficult, then he'll just shave it completely off. When his hair gets in his eyes, he will shave his head completely, and just out of laziness, um, he has brown eyes that typically is just kind of wandering because nothing really seems to catch his interest long enough for it to, focus on. Plainly dressed, basically kind of the standard, kind of like the cheap standard gear that they give you whenever you first start, like when you first join, like the army or something. He has a spear, and he's typically just kind of holding a single uh, silver piece coin in his hand, just kind of like something like a fidget spinner, I guess, or something. Uh, yeah, that's that's Bart.
How very 2017 of him. Okay. And sorry, the fidget spinner remark just kind of triggered.
Yeah, that's the only way I could. That's the only way I could think of
I mean,
describing
fair
it.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, um, Bart is a town guard. So his job basically is to march around a little bit, stand on a street corner, kind of act like he's tough, and really spends his day along with his colleagues just carrying his pike and not doing much of anything else. Um, Kind of like find a nice porch to stay out of the rain on wet nights. Find a close position to a pub so that when he's off, he can head in. That kind of thing is how I kind of envision his lifestyle. So, kind of along the lines of like, I don't know if you've ever read Terry Pratchett at all, Anthony.
Uh, Not that I can remember.
Okay, so in that book series, there's a character known as Sergeant Colin and Corporal Nobbs, two characters who are members of a town guard, and basically they spend most of their day looking for ways to not do anything. So
Okay.
so basically, if there's a crime going on and they know about it, they walk the other way. That kind of thing, you know. I don't know if he's actively like that, but you know what I mean. Like they're not gonna like get themselves into a position where they actually have to do their job. Um,
Yeah,
he's
Bart
per-
pretty much Bart pretty much doesn't care about anything, and like it's not that he won't do his job, but like if he doesn't have to, he's not going to.
right. He's not gonna go out of his way, but he's not gonna not do it if it happens to
He's
happen.
your he's your like typical C student, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He passes, but don't expect him to go above and beyond.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So with that in mind, let me just do one thing real quick here. I just realized. There we go. All right. So you will. I mean, what's a typical day for you? I want you to kind of describe to me what typically would happen for a town guard whose basic job is just to wander around and kind of keep people out of trouble.
All right, I would say it's a pretty small town, so like I mean you could probably walk around the entire uh circumference in like I don't know like half an hour. It's not that big, but he typically just wakes up, kind of sits there, just literally just sits there for a little bit, like, do I really want to go do this? And then, eventually gets ready. He goes to like the main kind of not tower, I guess, because it's not really a tower. It's just more of just a little building, and he goes in, kind of like says hi to everyone, and his senior would tell him which route he's supposed to go this day, and he'll just walk that route, and then he'll walk around, and then if he sees any, if he actually like bumps into like a fight or any kind of trouble, then he'll deal with it. But like you said, if he hears a fight, but like let's say if he hears commotion that's not on his route, but a little off to the side, he'll just kind of continue to walk away, and like then he'll stop for lunch. Typically, he just kind of goes to whatever's closest. Normally, it's the same kind of place. Then he goes back to the guard tower and asks for whatever next shift is, and then he does that, repeats, and then typically once he's off, he goes to the market, uh, to kind of just look around, just to see if there's anything that would catch his eye. Clothing, music, or any kind of food or knickknack or a game. He's just trying to find something that interests him. But I think after a while, since this is a small town, he's kind of seen most of it already. So
Mm-hmm.
um,
It's
then
like
he kind
it's
of
like
just
window shopping in a mall where you've been to every
yeah,
store.
he's hoping that like the random traveler might show up and bring something new, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not holding up hope for that. But yeah, after that he pretty much just goes home, I guess, and then kind of sits on his bed for a little bit, and then just kind of just lays down. He kind of lays down and just stares up at the ceiling until he falls asleep.
Okay,
That is Bart's
that's
life.
his exciting day. Kind of reminds me of the dude from the Lego movie. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, actually, yes. Yes, good call.
so the village that you're from is called Pentra, which everybody should be able to see now. Which is a small village in an area near the capital of Tanas. Tanas. How did I say that before? Taunus, where basically our other hero is on his way. You are effectively just going through your normal day as always, and things are happening as they do, kind of with and without you. Um, and eventually, one afternoon, a peddler comes into town. He's got with him a big cart, and there's a bunch of different things on it. And he stops kind of at the market and appears to be inquiring about a stall. And eventually, one of the local officials who kind of run that kind of thing basically tax the market to make sure that they're paying their gold fees, and kind of set him up in a spot. As per usual with all small towns, if you're a peddler coming in, they overcharge you compared to everybody else. But and he pulls this big sheet off of the top of the wagon, and you see what looks almost like hundreds of smaller and medium-sized items, like from kind of your elbow to your hand length to super tiny, like barely a fingernail in size, of various what look to be knickknacks and all sorts of little delicacies of food and all sorts of weird things. And it's stuff that you probably have never seen before. And this person looks like they've come from the south. They're much darker in complexion than you are, and he has a very heavy accent, and he's very peculiar for this area. Basically, that's I guess what I'm saying. And you can hear him shouting, come to me and see." And that's kind of what's going on. Not very exciting otherwise. The day is pretty much the same.
Am I on duty at the moment?
Not yet.
Okay. Is there a crowd around him?
There's starting to be. Like, most people were suspicious. You know, small town, small village, they're kind of like, ooh, stranger. But as they see everything he's got, they kind of get attracted to that, especially because it's
Yeah.
weird. So,
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna start walking over and see what he's got.
okay, so you see, like I said, what I described earlier.
Okay.
But as well, you can see that some of the things are little metal trinkets. Some look like they're may have been votives to a god at some point. You might even recognize a couple of them. And there are things like chains and little decorational type things. There's even like a he puts out like a little wooden shield and like a wooden sword, kind of a practice sword with a little blunt tip on the end. You can tell that's kind of like more like a kid's toy than an actual like fightable weapon. Um, Things like that, but also, like I said, stuff you've never seen before.
All right. I'm just gonna walk up to one of the items that I've never seen before and kind of point at it. And I'm like, What is this?"
Ah, hello, good sir. May you have a fine eye, do you? He picks up this little vial, and he kind of shakes it a little bit, and you see these sparkles of light kind of come off of it. Says it is from the coast. It is a very mysterious item that was handed down from ancient past. They say it holds a love potion, perhaps, but no one is willing to try it unless you are.
How much does this cost?
He looks down and kind of looks at you for a second and then makes a judgment call and says, "For you, my friend, I say 4 copper. For anyone else, I would say 10. 10 for sure, but for you, 4."
Okay. This is where things get interesting, John.
Yep.
So I'm going to look at the bottle and the coin that I'm kind of fiddling with.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I look at them and I say, heads I'll buy it, tails I don't. In game, roll odds I buy it, evens I don't.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
it's odds.
I look at it, I'm like, sorry, what's that? And I point to another item.
He lifts up yet another, like, this is a
And
metal.
before he lifts it up and say, oh, just in case you were wondering, and I hold up the coin. This is a coin I will not be parting with.
A piece of luck. I understand. It's good. It's fine. It's what we do. He holds up this like little metal object, and it's got a strip of silver, and then it has what looks to be like an eye, and underneath the eye, what looks to be a rolling sort of a reddish, yellowy look, which is sort of where the iris would be. And he says, "This is very important. It was found on a soldier out in the West Ren. He apparently came across this by, well, mysterious means, shall we say, but I came across it because he lost it in a bet. I would be willing to part with it with the right coin. What would you say it be worth?"
You have no idea what it does?
Uh, it's, I, no, not really.
Uh, John, I don't know actually how much money I have.
We're gonna say you have like 5 gold pieces, kind of
All
similar
right,
to what Austin's character had.
all right. Well, okay. Let's go with 10 copper.
He says, "Oh, okay. You are trying to get me down in price. I see.
I'm
Okay,
really not. I'm just throwing out a number. I tell him that.
he looks at you and he says, fair point, fair point. How about this? How about this? I give it to you for 20 copper.
Okay. Well, hold up. Flip the coin. Same rules.
Okay. Is it going to be even? Oh, it is. Look at that.
Like, okay. Well, I fish up the money and I hand it to him.
Okay. He takes it from you and says, thank you. It is a pleasure doing business for you. If you would like anything else, be sure to ask. I must deal with my other customers, however. If you have further that you would like to buy, let me know. I can maybe come up with the right price with you.
How long are you planning on staying in town, by the way?
I am but a peddler. I must travel to make money. So today is my only day in town, but I will probably return because I am going out west. And of course I must pass this way unless I want to travel through the desert, which who wants to do that?
Depends on what's out there. I've never been there.
Well, I wouldn't go past the dragon's teeth and I wouldn't go into the cursed forest for anyone. So
why? What's in the cursed forest? What's past the dragon's teeth?
No, past the dragon's teeth is the desert, and the desert brings those ruffians that cause trouble for your people as well.
Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a non-human. I'm like, wait, is he? Or I thought you meant human. So I'm like, is he non-human?
No. He's just referring to your location.
okay.
Basically, you are in a different kingdom from him normally.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
And then he says, if you go past the river above the Mage's Tower, you find the forest of cursings, the forest that people find themselves lost in, a forest of mystery, but not one that I want to find out about.
When he says like a forest of mystery, Bart's eyes kind of opens a little bit, like, okay, thank you. And then he kind of remembers that he's actually a guard, so he's like, don't start any trouble, and then he walks away.
He looks at you, nods, and says, trouble? Why would I bring trouble to such a wonderful location? And then he turns to the next person and starts bellowing about the idea. You love this.
The moment he ends his sentence of wonderful location, and I will say, you and I have very different definitions of wonderful. There is no wonder here. And I kind of just walk away.
And as you walk away, just before he's about to continue his sales pitch, he looks back at you and says, if it has money, it is wonderful. And then turns back to the sales pitch.
Somewhere out there, Assadis is just like,
Yep. Mm-hmm. So,
all right, I'm going to walk towards my shift, or walk to, I guess I have to check in, so I'll walk to the guard area and see if I see anyone, or see if I see my, superior officer or whatnot.
Your commander, who is kind of a grizzled veteran, he's somebody who's fought in wars against the desert people when he was a younger man, but he's from Pentra. He's kind of gone out and seen the world and come back and decided the village is where he wants to live. And so, as per usual in these circumstances, he's the only one who knows how to hold a sword right. So they've made him the guy in charge. And so he kind of taught you how to use your weapon and is sort of like, kind of, I don't want to say overseer, but sort of like you say, kind of your boss. And he nods at you. His name is Kenta. And he says, welcome, Bart. Have you found something good for me today? Something interesting to talk about? Or is it your usual redundancy?
Just so funny, Kenta. There's a peddler in town.
Oh, troublemaker? Foreigner?
Foreigner, yes. Troublemaker, I don't know, man.
We'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah. So which one am I going today? Left or right? Or counterclockwise or clockwise?
He chuckles a bit and says, well, we've got Bart. I've got 4 other guards. Why are you the one who gives me the most sarcasm?
I'm the only one who doesn't care about my job.
Fair. I don't know about that, though. But
Uh,
fair. You know the other guards. They're not all that great. Jimmy, long ago, lost interest in this. He
Yeah,
barely holds
Jimmy
his
has a wife
spear.
though. Jimmy
Okay.
has a wife.
I mean, fair. He keeps looking at that farm up near Iona. I know that much. But for now, he's at least helpful, kind of. All right. So he says, all right, you head down by the river and then take a left. How about that?
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll kind of just wave off and I'll start heading over. And as I'm walking, I didn't actually take a look that closely at the. Was it like was it like a necklace or just like? Cause you mentioned it was on like a chain, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's on a little
Uh,
chain, and then it has like like it's silver metal, and then the eye is over top of the metal. I can actually show you a photo of it. Let me bring you to this, and then we'll show it on screen for everybody to see. There we go. That's what it looks like.
okay. All right. Hmm. I'm gonna kind of like I'm kind of like examine it as much as I can, like with my eyes. I'll kind of tap it, like like kind of how people used to bite coins.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
Make
kind
sure
of do
they're
that.
gold and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll smell it. I'll look. I'll just look. I'll turn it around, see if there's any engravings or anything.
You see. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. I would like you to roll. Do you have history? Do you have religion? Probably not. I'm
I
assuming.
have one history.
Oh, hey.
Probably a one in religion. Where's religion? Yep, one in yeah.
All right, you take your pick as to which one you want to roll here.
Let's just go. Let's go history, I guess. What I get? 5. Cool.
Aha. Okay, so you roll it around. You don't really recognize anything on it. There's some obvious writing on the back, but you really don't read that much. And your only knowledge is really common anyway. So you don't have a clue what it says.
Oh, I speak Dwarven
I mean,
for
it's
some strange reason.
yeah, you speak Dwarven, but you don't actually like write Dwarven.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
and this isn't Dwarven. You know that much.
I'll just shrug my head and if I can fit it over my neck and like wear it, I'll just wear it.
Oh yeah, it's just like a little locket basically on the end of a chain. So it's easy enough to put it on. It almost looks like kind of like a tie pin would be how I would describe it.
Oh God, I wish I wore a tie. Damn it! All right, well, I'll just slip it on my neck. It's like well.
Okay.
At least this is new.
And the one thing, like I said when describing it, the red and yellows kind of swirl. So it has kind of a, like when you tilt it, it almost looks like the entire eye is swirling.
Yeah, what happened? Can I like try to look through it?
I mean, you can try, but it's not.
Like the swirl. I thought it was like I thought you meant like it's like kind of gaseous or something.
No, it's more like if you were to look at like a rock that has different coloring in it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like it could be see through, but you can't see through it.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
if you put it up to the sun, you might see the sun through it very dimly, but it's not like it's opaque, I guess.
Okay. All right. I'll just put it away and just walk towards where Kenta told me to go.
Okay, so you wander down to the river, you take a left, you go along the river to the end of town, you turn north, and then you walk to the other end of town, and then you turn right, and blah, 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 blah. Wash, rinse, repeat on your daily march. So you do that as you do. I would like you to roll a perception check for me, please.
Okay.
This will happen probably as you get up towards the north end of town. If you only had advantage, hey?
Does the eye give me advantage?
No, it does not. You wander around, nothing much to see. Occasionally you notice that there are people coming into town who don't look like they're from. Well, they're not from around here, but they're dressed a little differently too. Uh, they have tunics and cloaks, but they're not like made with the same material you're used to, which is kind of the gray and browns and blacks. This is more like fancier coloring, and the material looks a little nicer. Kind of more towards like a linen rather than a wool. But outside of that, you don't see a whole lot. You do notice that a lot of these people look like they have weapons. But outside of that, you don't see much about them other than that, really.
Okay. Yeah, if they're not really doing anything, he's not gonna care. He's just gonna continue along.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, at the end of the day, most of the people you see come through this village have weapons. It's not like that's something new. So you're not going to be like, oh my goodness, what's that?
Yeah.
So your day carries on pretty normally. And as the day is beginning to wane and it turns to night, your day as guard has ended. I assume you make your way to either somewhere to eat or home, as the case may be.
He's probably going to like the same, like kind of, I guess, inn or whatever that's closest to where he just like kind of clocked out and just walk in there.
Okay. As you do, okay. So we're gonna roll another perception check, please.
All right. I do have like okay.
You have 4 to perception, but you keep rolling 9s.
That's my highest point is perception. That's what I'm trained at. But all right, fine.
I mean, you're oblivious. It's been a long day. You're ready for bed.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
So you head into your where you were. Sorry, were you saying you were going to get food, or were you going?
Yeah, like I'm probably just gonna go probably just grab a drink. I guess like I'm like. It's a small town, so
there's like it's a one pub town kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, and like he knows me. I have my usual seat, my usual drink at the usual time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the usual patrons at the usual time are in there as well. And as you walk in, a few of them even like wave at you, and 1 or 2 try and wave you over, but not too hard, but just kind of like friendly, like, hey, I gotta be obliged to at least invite you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'll just kind of nod at all of them and then just kind of sit down in my usual spot. I think it's basically like assume that I don't really join them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they know you. They know who you are. They've been here long enough. Nobody really approaches you either.
Okay, is there anyone else new that I don't recognize here?
No, not in this bar.
All right.
It's actually the usual. It's very usual.
All right. I'll go to the bartender and I'll just sit down, kind of like expecting my drink to just come already.
Okay. And as you do, this young lady who looks like she's probably about 18, and you've known her for years. She's kind of this person who's very gregarious, and you get the impression that she can't wait to leave the village. She wanders up and says, "Here's your ale. Would you like anything else?"
Do I ever want anything else?
No, but I thought I'd ask. Politeness. Bart.
Well, I forgot your name.
Petra.
Yeah. I say it kind of like sarcastically, but I was just waiting for you to tell me her name.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, fine. I'm just tired, Petra.
All right, fine. Had a long day of marching, did we? Back and forth and back and forth.
No, not physically tired. Just kind of like deep down, just tired of all of it. Of the route counterclockwise one time, clockwise the other time.
You see her kind of nod her head as if she sort of agrees with you, and she's kind of thoughtfully taps her lips with not a pen, but like just a little stick that she has, and she goes and says, "Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Um, well, let me know if you need anything. I'm just gonna go help others, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, there is other places in the world, Bart."
I know. See, I'm torn. On the one hand, I don't care about anything, which makes me, you know, the way I am. But on the other hand, I don't care enough about anything to go out to see if I care about anything or to see if there's anything to care about. So it's just, I don't know.
She
One of these,
nods at that.
well, and then I'm like, and plus, every time I ask the coin whether I should leave, it's always a one, or it's always heads, and
It's always a one.
it's
Uh,
always tails. So one of these days it'll hit tails.
she looks at you and says, "It's the randomness that just boggles my mind." And
Here, I've told you, if I don't care either way, how am I supposed to make a decision? This is easier. Do you want me to sit there all day? Do you remember the first time I came into this bar and I point to the bartender? Do you want to make up a name, or can I make up a name?
you can call him. Well, yeah, you can make up a name. I'll let you do it.
I'll just say Nick. Remember the
Okay.
first time I came here, and then Nick asked me what I wanted to drink, and he pointed to his menu, and it took me like an hour, and there's only 4 items on the menu.
I mean, I guess.
This is easier. I hold up the coin.
Fine. If it's easier, I guess that's
I,
fine.
I also haven't died yet. I mean, I got food poisoning a little bit. I got chased after a few times. But, I kind of modified it so that as long as it doesn't tell me to, like, break the law, I'm good.
She nods and
I,
says, "You're weird, but I kind of understand."
uh, yeah. Okay. You can go now.
She nods at you as if to say, "Okay, whatever." And she turns around and wanders away.
I'm just gonna.
Sit there and drink.
I was gonna drink. Yeah.
So you sit there and drink for the next, like, half an hour, I'm assuming. I don't know
Yeah.
whether you nurse it or what.
I'll probably just nurse it. Like there's nothing waiting for me at home or anything. Nothing else for me to do. So I'll sit here. But like I'm not gonna get like drunk because like he doesn't like the taste of the beer that much because it's just whatever.
Mm-hmm. Nope, fair enough. Probably after about, like, how long do you think you sit there for normally?
Just an hour.
Okay.
He only just an hour.
All right, so you do your usual hour of sitting there and enjoying your drink and kind of watching the world go by. And you stand up to leave. I assume you pay your bill, which is usually like a copper,
Yeah, I dropped the copper.
and then walk
Uh,
out,
well, I
basically.
dropped 2 coppers because I mean I know Nick.
Fair. Uh, and I mean, you get paid like 2 silver a week, so you're not doing
And I
too
also
bad.
don't care about anything but enough to buy anything. Like
I mean,
when we
fair.
get to my house, we get to my house, I don't know if you want me to describe my house, but yeah, that's fine.
I mean, we're gonna go there for the minute, sure. So
All right, sure.
you'll wander back towards your house. You can now describe it to me if you want.
Yeah, it's literally just a door you go in. It's like a studio, I guess, kind of.
Like a
So it's like there's no real room. It's just like one room that has like
your bed.
little yeah.
Yeah.
There's no bed. There's just a blanket and a pillow on the corner. And then there's stacked to like at the foot of that little blanket is like 2 changes of clothing, and then yeah.
A really mellow existence is what that is. Uh,
Yep.
okay, so as you enter into your house, and I assume you set your stuff down, You hear a bit of a commotion going on outside.
Oh, okay. Like, I was just done. All right. I'll take my since I didn't undress or anything yet. I'll just walk outside with my spear.
Okay. As you come outside your little one room house, you actually see like it's a cobblestone street that you're on, and you can see what looks to be four men running towards you. It looks very much like the group that you saw earlier at the edge of town, and you can see that they have badges on their shoulders which are pinning to their cloaks, and when they see you, these men start rushing towards you, and we are going to flip to the new map. And we're gonna.
Sorry, I'm off duty. The guard tower is that way.
The guard tower's that way. Nice. All right, so let me ping y'all to you. Oh. Did that? No, that didn't move.
I see you.
Yeah, it's not moving though on the other thing for some reason.
I can move that, yeah?
No, not you.
I just.
Yeah, it's the map on screen that's not moving. So
I see.
it's fine. We'll just back up a bit so they can see a bit more. Okay, there we go. All right, so you are at the edge, and you see these four men kind of coming at you, and one of them shouts in a language you're not familiar with and points at the thing around your neck.
Do you want it? I mean, I kind of got my my curiosity already.
And they aren't looking like they're wanting to have a discussion. They are running almost towards you. I would like you to roll initiative, please.
All right, really, guys. Cool. All right.
I like this. You guys are rolling poorly, and I'm rolling far too well, it seems. All right, so.
Luckily, I didn't get too attached to Bart.
All right, so these bandits, seeing you, start to run towards you, as I said. They will move closer to you. And they have, they're all carrying what looks like scimitars. And they have what looks to be like small crossbows in their hand. And they see you and are getting ready to attack. It is now your turn.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, God. Do we really have to do this? I'm going to... I'll attack this guy here. Is he... there's one piece, 5 feet away from me, right?
He's probably between 5 and 10 feet, depending on how you want to draw the square, because there's a square between you and him.
Yeah, that's fine. Since my pike is a reach weapon, I can hit him, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'll do that.
That's kind of why I stopped him where I did.
That's the 16 to hit.
And that would hit. Yep. And 8 damage. Wow. Okay, so you hit him hard in the midsection with your spear. He takes that, and you see him almost crumple to the ground, but he sort of maintains himself at that moment in time. And
can I just say everything's gonna be non-lethal? I'm not trying to kill these guys.
I mean, you can.
Okay, yeah.
You're trying to hit him with a pike? I don't know how that would work as a non-lethal weapon, but...
Oh, shit, you're right. Oh, God damn it. All right. Whatever.
I mean, they have it's a pointy-ended pokey thing,
yeah.
So...
Okay, you know what? Screw it.
They're trying to kill you, so honestly...
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. They made their choice.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I'm a guard. I don't really care, but all right, yeah.
I mean, you're trying not to kill them, but you are...
I gave them warning many times.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
I'm not wearing a body cam. We're good. They're
not wearing a body cam. All right. Okay, sure. So you see that guy kind of crumple, but he drops to his knee and looks like he's kind of he's not dead or out of the fight, but just kind of stunned for a second. The other guy, it's the street's relatively narrow, so they can't like line up in stacks in front of you, but they will try and attack quickly. So this guy kind of has to stand still while the other guy moves forward to assault you, and he swings his scimitar at you. And does a 9 hit you or anything?
Nope. I have a 17 AC.
Cool, that's fun. So then the other guy will try and come forward a bit, and he tries as well. That is not a roll when I do that. Does a critical miss hit you?
Nope.
No, it does not, obviously. So the other two will move up, but they can't really reach you. They do pull out their crossbows, though, as if they're going to hit you if they can. Your move, sir.
It's like, come on, man. And I'm just gonna point to the guy that I'm gonna hit the guy I hit previously.
Okay. Oof, no, you're not. Not with that roll.
Right.
Okay, so the first guy again.
All I'm saying is the wolves are only 1 health. That's all I'm saying.
The first guy attacks again. Oof, and hits. Right. He hits. Okay, at some point I gotta figure out how to do this properly, but we will do a dice roll here. That would not be a dice roll. That would be a dice roll. And we want one of those. And is it that? I don't think it is. I think it's only a 1. Okay. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And the next guy. That's a miss. Okay, your turn.
Same guy that I tried to attack last time.
Okay. Oof. Okay. I mean, that was the guy you hit before, right?
Yeah.
Well, you put that thing right through his midsection and out the other side.
I'm literally like, as I'm punching him, like, stay down, please.
He definitely does. You put it right through his gut. And he did.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna remove him from the field because he's just in the way. He's still there, so he will be like rough terrain if these guys want to attack you. Okay. Anything else you want to try and do? Is there anything else you can do as a movement, as an action, whatever?
No, I'm good. I'm like,
you a fighter?
Come on, man. I'm like, just like, come on. Is this really worth it, guys? And then, yeah.
I mean, they obviously think it is, so yeah. So the one guy attacks again, the same one. The other ones will try and move, so they're not going to do much more than that. Oof, he hits.
This one guy, dude. One guy.
You might have wanted to attack him. I'm just saying his rolls are.
Now I will.
There's ridiculous rolls. Another 4.
All right, I have 4 left.
Okay, that's good. Your turn, because what's going to happen is this guy's just going to grab his buddy, drag him out of the way, and then this guy's going to move up. The other guy's going to stand back. He's not going to try and fire. They can't really hit you with the crossbow with these other 2 guys in front. So he might try and peek it through at some point, but for now he's just like standing back, waiting his turn.
Okay. Can I use my second wind to heal? Cause
yeah. Is that an action? Is it a free action? How does it work?
Bonus action.
Okay, cool, perfect.
All right.
It's the best kind.
1d10 plus 1. Come on.
I mean, hey, gives you back 1 hit.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. And then I say, you stop it. And then I'm just going to.
You're going to stab the guy that's been hurting you. Oh, that's a hit. And he down. You didn't just hit him, you killed him.
Please. And I kind of just look at the last. Is that only 1? I thought there was 2. Yeah, there's 2, right? Yeah.
What? You killed 2, yes, so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what you're meaning.
And like, I'm going to look at them and seeing that they're still here. And I'm like, seriously? Come on.
Okay, so as a free action, I'm going to have you roll a perception check.
Sure. Aha.
Hey, there we go. That's better. Their eyes look glazed, almost like they're not in command of their actions.
Well, this is interesting.
The guy that's crumpled down is now dragged out of the way, and this guy moves up. This other guy, though, is going to attack you
Okay.
now that he is free of the others. Is a 12
Nope.
hit? No, it does not. Okay, so now it's your turn.
I'm gonna look at the guy. I'm like, sorry about this, dude, and then just. Oh, nope, maybe not.
Sorry about this. I'm missing. They're too close. Okay, so you miss. It's his turn. So here's swing 1. Does that hit? 16?
Nope.
Nope. Oh, wow. And swing
17.
2, miss. So
Nope.
2 misses. Oh dear. Your turn.
I was like, guys, one of us has to hit the other, and
Mhm.
eventually.
I mean, yeah, eventually. But not so far, apparently.
Yeah.
You hear a commotion coming from the street south of you here. And you can start to see that there are people moving towards you. And there appears to be people moving from behind these guys towards them as well.
Do they look like town guards? No. Oh, nope. They don't look like town guards.
Yep, they do look like town guards.
Oh, okay. I thought they looked kind of thuggish.
You recognize Jimmy running in the lead, doing about as much as he's ever done.
Okay, Jimmy, for God's sakes, come on. This is your shift. What are you doing?
We've been fighting him also. Give me a break. And while you're arguing, they're going to take their swings. There's 1. That misses. There's 2. Boy, that really misses. Your turn.
All right. Like late as ever. Attack one of. Let's just go the one directly in front of me.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that hits. Oof, he did.
How did that happen?
Okay, because it's a crit on the 1, so it gave you the crit roll, but it's only it's the 1. It's the 11. It's not the 6. You don't get the 6 as well. Okay, well, either which way, he did.
I'm gonna yell, Jimmy, you saw he tried to kill me.
I mean, yeah, I see that. And they move up. 2, 3, 4. They're running, so they're going to get there probably about the same time as these other guys who are coming around the corner get there. So basically, it's now that going on. Okay.
These are all town guards, right?
No, the 3 below are bandits.
Oh.
They have their names labeled. So the one guy attacks. The one guy who you've been fighting, he attacks again. And misses.
I just say, dude, just stop it. Seriously, just stop it.
I mean, they're not saying anything useful at this point. Whatever they were saying before, they've stopped and they're just kind of load going on.
Okay.
So your turn.
I'll go ahead and attack him since he won't stop.
Okay.
10.
That would be a miss.
All right.
So the one guy who comes around the corner, you can see his eyes are clear and he's staring at your pendant. And you notice that he has the exact same pendant wrapped around his throat. And it's not in a chain. It's like been tied with leather, and it's like a choker. And he tries to grab at your thing. So he's trying to do a strength attack to get it away from you.
Okay.
Okay. So that's against your armor class, so that don't do nothing.
Okay.
And then you can make a save, I guess, but it's up to you if you want to try that. But
No, I'm good.
And then the other bandit will again swing at you. Then the other 2 soldiers now will engage these 2, and the 3rd soldier's coming up behind the other bandit who now is still obsessed with you at the minute. He misses again.
Okay. Is it my turn or the guard's turn?
It's your turn. The guards aren't even
Okay.
on the turn order. Actually, I realize now nobody's on the turn order because I deleted.
Yeah, I was like,
I deleted the guy who was the key to the bandits. So soldiers are basically going to go after the like after you.
all right. I'm kind of. I'll just attack. I'll attack the guy with uh the non-glossy eyes.
Okay,
11.
that would miss. Very
Okay.
close. Very close. The soldiers now engage with the two bandits. The one wrestles the first guy to the ground. The second guy, realizing that he's about to come under attack, tries to run away. He tries to dash past you, so you can take uh, a free hit to try and stop him.
Okay.
Opportunity attack. That's the word I'm trying to use.
Sha.
Wow, that works. Roll your damage. Oof. So you hit him with your spear. It pierces him in the back. You see him scream out and almost fall, but he continues to run.
Wait, was that the one that has the necklace with the
Yep.
leather on his? Oh, mother. All right. Okay, my turn or?
Well, I mean, it would be the soldiers' turn, but they're dealing with the bandits. So instead of the bandits fighting you, they're all engaged with the soldiers. So it's just you and that one bandit that running away that are really on the turn timer now.
Yeah, this technically I have to apprehend them, so fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll go here.
Okay.
And I'll attack them.
Okay. That misses. Actually, I don't know. Do you get advantage if you're hitting him at the back, like to his back? Well, you know what? I'm going to say it's advantage. So roll your damage.
5.
That brings him down. You stab him in the back. He never really says anything that you can understand, but he does say something as he goes down. And if you were to try and guess, it sounded like a curse, but he falls to the ground with your pike in his back, dead. And in the meantime, the soldiers are dealing with the rest of the bandits, and they quickly get them under control, but they're almost rabid, and they don't want to like they're not listening to reason. They're just trying to scrabble towards you, and a few of them are being pinned down.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I know what I want to do, but I don't think he. I'll just go and I'll see if I can help them kind of put these guys in shackles.
Okay.
Do my duty.
So basically, you put your knee on their back and tie them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair enough. And you guys gather them up and lift them up and take them off. This is the most excitement your group has ever had. This has never happened before in your entire life. Because usually the worst you have is a bit of shoplifting, a bit of domestic disputes. That's about it. Typically, that's your day, pretty much once every 3 months, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this is
so
not.
Like, I feel like Bart is conflicted because, like, on the one hand, he can't understand how someone or would care that much about something to try to kill another person because he's never felt that.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, like you said, this is like a new experience and the adrenaline. So he's like, huh, interesting.
Fair enough. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if they're gonna grab what do I do with the? Yeah, I guess we're bringing the dead body with them too.
I mean, you can clear up the dead. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess we'll go through
Get a
the
cart
evidence
and
stuff.
throw them
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
You'll find that
Yep.
that token is on everybody. They all
Uh,
have them. Um,
uh,
and they don't look like they're zombies or anything. They just look drugged effectively. So they're
I
still
see.
living and breathing. It's just they're not able to control themselves.
Okay. So as it looks like the guards are about to take the body and the bandits to back to the guard
Jail.
area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm looking towards the jail, and then I'm looking towards my house,
Debate.
and then I'm gonna. All right. Odds I go to the jail with the guards. Even I'm going to bed. Oh,
You're
go to
going to
bed.
bed. Fair enough.
Later, Jimmy.
They nod at you and say, "Get a good night's sleep. We'll see you in the morning."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I kind of go home, and I'm like, oh shit. This is why Petra says I should keep some water at home. And I look at like my stained shirt, my kind of patched up body. I was like, ah well. And I just like take off my clothes and kind of just lay on my blanket.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and like I think I end up staying up a little later than usual again because of the adrenaline and kind of like looking at my hands and like, huh. It's I feel like he's never had adrenaline before. It's just like he's just confused but kind of
Mm-hmm.
excited. He's like, "This is
Peculiar.
interesting."
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
this is new. And then as he remembers, he kind of just holds on to. He kind of lifts the eye and kind of looks at it. I'm like, this is actually your fault. And then he kind of drops it back on his chest and kind of just lays there until he goes to sleep.
Okay. So you go to sleep. You wake up next morning to a knock on your door.
Who is it?
And you hear your commander say, "It's me. Have you got a second?"
Yeah. Uh, I'm just in my pants, no shirt, and then I'm just gonna go open the door.
And you see him standing there, and you see in his hand he's got something wrapped up in a leather, holding like a cloth, basically. And he says, "I wanted to uh, just kind of congratulate you on your success yesterday. Those
What?
those druggies you brought in, they kind of came down after last night. They're from Ebersham. Don't know much about them. They don't speak our language. I've called for someone from Tanas to come in today and help us with it. She's on her way because we don't really understand them, but well, I just got something for you. I know you like your pike, but I figured you might want this too. Since we picked it up from the dead bodies, you might want it."
I will take it and look at it. What is it?
Okay, he lifts off the leather cloth, and it's a sword.
Uh,
And he says, "Look, I know you don't like them. I know you don't have one."
it's not that I don't like it. I just, see, it's your fault, really. You gave me the pike first. If you had
That's
given
because
me the sword first,
that's
I
because
would have taken the sword.
you decide you're better at it than you were at the wooden sword practice. So,
I'm gonna say I didn't decide, and I lift my coin up.
and he rolls his eyes and says, "Whatever, take this," and he hands you the sword.
Fine. I take the sword.
And he says, "If you need to use it, just come see me. I'll help you out with it."
I swear, if you find my dead body with a sword instead of a pike, man.
he kind of laughs a little bit and he says, "Well, when you're up and moving and you've had your breakfast, come into the office. We should have our visitor here. They've been apparently traveling the last few hours, so they should arrive shortly."
Fine. Give me Uh, you know what? I look around like my completely empty room, and I'm like, give me just 2 seconds to grab my shirt, and I'll just. I need to go rinse off at the at the guard room anyways.
All right,
I just
fine.
grab my shirt and I grab a new shirt, my other
Your
shirt.
other shirt,
Yeah, and then
slightly less bloody shirt.
yeah, and I keep myself. Well, no, I probably don't keep it clean,
I
right? Yeah,
mean, no, I mean
I
this. Your current shirt is quite bloody because it was in the fight,
yeah
right? So,
yeah. So I grab the other one. I kind of throw it on, and then I grab my spear and like I'm about to like put down the sword because like I don't really want. But then I look back at Kensho. I'm like, ah, god damn it! And then I'll kind of. Do I have a way of strapping it to myself?
he part of what was contained in it is
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah, yeah.
a
Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll belt it and then I'll head out.
Okay, he nods and accompanies you and says, "Yeah, some bigwig. I don't know much about them, but yeah, they should be here. I don't know, an hour. That's what I've been told, anyway.
Why here? Nothing happens here.
It's that weird thing that was found with these people.
Oh, you mean this? And then I kind of lift off mine. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I to be fair, I asked them if they wanted it. I would have just given it to them, but I mean, then they tried to kill me, so I can't just let them walk away after that. I mean, I can, but I mean, legally.
I mean, you shouldn't, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm like, Kenta, technically I was off duty, so.
Yes, but if they're trying to kill you, what choice do you
Uh,
have?
I guess.
And he nods to himself mostly and marches on. About 2 hours later, you see a young woman come into the town and come towards the office. She is she has very red, almost copper colored hair. She has bright green eyes and she looks like she's probably, I mean, you would think she looks like she's about 20, but she almost has a look on her face of being you're unable to tell how old she is. And she is accompanied by a very tall man who's wearing sort of a combination plate and chainmail armor. He has very fancy coverings across it, and he has a tabard, which shows that he at least once served in the military out in Valeguard. And but he looks like he's well past service period. He's probably in his 50s. And the young lady hops off her horse in a quick sort of motion, so fast that it doesn't allow her companion to get off to help her. And she kind of gives him a little bit of the stink eye and then marches towards the to your office. And as she does, she looks at you and says, and then looks at your commander and then says, "So where is it?" And the commander says, it's here, mother." And he hands her this little amulet, and she looks at it and says, "Hmm, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Not really. Kind of.
Oh, and how would you know, young man?"
I'm just saying it's not that interesting to me. I tried looking at it, didn't do anything.
She, as she kind of tilts it, you actually see it light come from it for a second, and then it kind of,
This is the same one as mine, right?
yep, and
I kind of.
it kind of glows a very bright red and then yellow.
I'm gonna take mine out and kind of tilt it too and see if it does it.
No.
Like, hmm.
And she says, "I've lived for 100 years. I know a bit more about this world than you do, Sonny."
Yeah.
And she looks over at her companion and says, "Gerald, I want you to find out how many more of these people are around. Where did you get this?"
Oh. Uh. Peddler came into town.
Where
You
did
want it?
where did he go?
I look at the guard. I'm like, hey Kenta, did he check out? Did you see which direction he left?
Yeah, he went towards Tanis. I thought that's where he said he was headed.
Oh, Thomas. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to him that much.
As she looks at him and says, "We just came from there." All right, you.
Well,
And she points at you. You're coming with me.
why?
Because you're the one that's talked to him. You know the information of how he got this. And why they wanted you specifically makes me
Yeah,
intrigued.
they wanted this. Here, you can have it, and I take it off, and I just
Oh,
give
no,
it to
no,
her.
no, 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 no. She said, you were given that. Did you pay for
I
it?
didn't. Yes.
Then
I'm
it's
not gonna
yours.
steal.
I'm
But do
not.
you want to? You can have it for 1 copper.
No, 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 no. I want you to come with me.
Uh,
I think it's interesting that a young man like yourself would actually be given this.
I'm not giving it. I bought it.
Well, the gods saw fit to make sure you got it.
I just look at my damn coin. I'm like, couldn't it just been the love potion, huh? And I'm gonna like, all right. Since you mentioned the gods, fine. And heads I'll go with you, tails I won't. So one I don't go, or sorry, odds I don't go, evens I go.
Okay.
I look at it. I'm like, hmm, when are we leaving?
As soon as possible. Gather your
Fine.
things. Do you have a
Okay.
horse?
When she says gather your things, I'm like, okay. And I pause for 1 second, and I'm like, gathered. Let's go.
Ah, I see. Gerald, get him a horse. I don't care how much it costs. Just buy one from these people. I'm sure there's one somewhere. And he says, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Uh,
mother.
hey, Kentra.
Yeah. Yes.
Before I go, so I'm gonna say that I only keep like on my money bag. I only keep like, let's say, I don't know, 10 silver on me, and like the rest of my wages, I'm like, hey, the floorboard on the corner under my bed, that's where my money is. Just take it. Consider that payment for the horse.
He smiles and says, all right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. What am I gonna do with it? And then I kind of just wait. I'm like, you want me to go with you to get the horse, or want me to wait here? Or
The bigger man had already left by the time you got to that point. She taps her nose for a minute as if she's thinking. She looks at you and says, did you notice something in the sky last night?
I don't notice much.
I'm starting to gather that. She says, so you didn't see the blue moon?
No.
Signs importance, and you're too busy looking at your shoes. Goodness gracious. All right, well,
I was looking at
come with me. Let's go find a horse. We'll get on and we'll get back to the capital right now.
Fine. Whatever.
And she marches you basically towards this little girl. Basically, it seems like to you, is marching you along. She gets you on a horse, and you travel towards Tunis. And with that, we're going to end our recording for this evening. Thank you all for listening. If you want to find out everything we do, you can check us out at distractionsmedia.com. And be sure to check out all of our other things that we produce and do. Until next time, everybody, take care. Have a great day. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can do that here, and you can watch the latest video up here. And if you want to know more about what we do, be sure to check out distractionsmedia.com.